DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, today is Friday, isn't that nice? That's great. I was going over yesterday digital slides, I should put it that way, slides that I've digitalized. And my son was around and he was seeing some of those pictures and he was saying, wow, I didn't remember these very much. And I thought like, well, no, because first off, they were slides, and we weren't watching slides like forever in the last years. And second thing is that even the digital pictures, which when we're around, I'll have them like casting onto the television screen or what. But it's different because most of the time, I was going to say almost all of them are not printed. Now, I've got, I don't know, all my pictures and slides and stuff. I'm just the slides, and it's like, I don't know, over 40,000. I know, crazy. But the thing is that when you compare with pictures, I mean, we've had these discussions before about things that get lost in the digital age. And there's certainly something about that. With all the things that people have, be it television and internet and so on, and I mean, you know, like when I mean television, I mean like cable TV where you can watch non-stop and so on. I don't know how many of you used to have just a simple old cardboard box with a bunch of pictures in it. Old pictures that were hand-me-downs. And would pull them out sometimes, you know, when you didn't know what to do. Say, what do we do? And we just pull out the cardboard box and chat. And then, like, my dad was a great one for telling stories about I was going to say about the ancestors. He'd pull out a picture, and then he would always have a story about, this is my, you know, third cousin or something like that, because people knew each other then, the cousins and so on, because they, with the farms and so on, they weren't all that far away, or maybe, you know, maybe in the next town, something like that. Pictures did really bring you together, and the family really that you saw there, you kind of knew who they were. It was interesting going over, like I say, some of those old slides with my son, because he was looking at, there were some of them, there were pictures like when he was in kindergarten, and he would say, there's William, and I said, you still see William? No, I haven't seen him for years. He says, I don't even know if he's around. Then he'd look at another one and he'd say, oh yeah, I just saw him the other day. And of course, I mean, it's their whole life that's going on. I was thinking like, well, you know, maybe I should pull out my digital cardboard box more often. Getting back to that, I mean, it's kind of like the whole notion of roots that come out with those pictures, roots. And the roots of the hometown. On one of my Facebook pages, because I have two. I mean, there's one which you guys see all the time, and there's the other one which is actually family members mostly, and people from around here. But there, my hometown, which I have written, is not the same one. Or I think on the other one, the one that you guys are seeing, I've got the hometown where we live. On the other one, I've realized that I've got the hometown where I was brought up. And that is something, isn't it? I mean, we were with friends over the weekend having a chat on basically on origins and where you are. The Swiss, on your identity card, you always have, I mean, you will have when you fill these things out, is what they call your place of origin. Now, the place of origin, you might never have actually been there in your life. It's where your family comes from. So people that are from, let's say, the German-speaking part of Switzerland, but have always lived in this part, they're from there. Our family, having become Swiss, our place of origin is here in Fribourg. And that is where our Swiss descendants, if any, will always be able to trace themselves to. Yeah. And as I was getting back, I was talking with my friends. This is a long story because the friends we were with, if you've noticed on some of the last videos, the man's wife, she is African. And no, that's not African American, that is African. Well, actually, we call her African Swiss. But he is, he's head of a foundation, and there's a lot more to his story than that, but I'll just keep it at that for the moment. But we were talking about, if you look on the future, I mean, we're all going to go to the beyond. And we were saying, well, where would you, if you had the choice, where would you have your body buried or whatever? So for some people, it might be their ashes and so on. Anyway, you get what I'm getting at. And I was thinking that in a way, when I go back to Canada, you can hear there's an ambulance or something or police. When I go back to Canada, I almost always go. Let's see if I can see what it is. I always go to the cemetery where my grandparents are, and it is the town where I was born, which is right next door. Yeah, looks like an ambulance. Yeah, it is an ambulance. It's the town that's right next door, basically, to where I was brought up. And I mean, so basically there is no difference. I mean, the place I was born is a town that has 300 inhabitants. It had 300 then and probably has 300 now. So nothing has really changed. But I've always thought, like, that is where, if I had the choice, that's where probably my body would end up. It's not what's going to happen. It's going to end up that it'll be here, because that's where my families, so descendants, place of origin is now. So yeah, how did I get there? What were we talking? We were talking about pictures. We ended up talking about burial places. My goodness, I think I'm going to go for the weekend. Yeah, so this weekend I'm going to go with Mrs. DC, and we're going to go off and see friends for something. It'll probably be a vlog for the weekend though. Okay, so DC signing off. So have a great weekend and the Friday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.